Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome to a beautiful Saturday in Houston, Texas. I just finished reading this book about a week ago. The title is kind of comedic. I didn't really think this book was a very serious book. I thought it was one of those type of entertaining, pass the time books. Basically, a waste of my time. But it actually is not really a waste of time. It was actually quite the opposite. Now, I do have a lot of bookmarked sections in this book, but there was one definition really that struck a chord in my life and made me realize kind of how immature I was, and it talks about entitlement. When I think of entitlement, I think about people who think they deserve this and deserve that, and but it actually for some reason wasn't that. It was actually people who felt entitled to accept who they were and kind of brush aside their flaws in their life. And he was saying, the author was saying that you shouldn't be an entitled person who is not a high self-worth individual, meaning just a lousy person in general. They won't acknowledge their major issues. So, for example, myself, I would say I feel like I should be paid more by some of my clients. I feel like I work too hard, and I've always kind of uh, lowered my own self worth in terms of a salary or payment, and I always just kind of make some excuse to say why I should be accepting such a low, commission, whatnot. And honestly, that is a denial that I feel like I'm entitled to. And it's actually causing more issues because it's affecting the rest of my life. Because when I did that, maybe in chance I'm lowering my standards for everything else. And then of course on top of that, my fear of I guess getting into a relationship because I don't have enough money, etc. These type of issues are issues that I have. Honestly, I'm trying to improve on them, which is really good. But for such a long time, I honestly denied it, saying like, "Oh, it's not an issue. I just need to work out more, or I need to get more professional licenses." Things that were kind of easy for me to kind of brush aside and improve upon. Whereas the major issues, I was kind of just brushing them under the rug, thinking that doing other things better would, I guess, accommodate those weaknesses. When in fact, the author is saying that is actually a form of entitlement, assuming that you don't have to do something in order to achieve a greater value for yourself. This book, it helped me realize kind of how immature I was in what it is to be an adult, really. Not being scared to make mistakes and face your fears, and I feel like it really helped me define a moment in my life and realize that maybe my humbleness wasn't truly 100% humble, because I was feeling somewhat entitled to just accept my weaknesses or problems in my life as, oh, that's just the way it's gonna be. I don't need to do anything about it. Whereas in honesty, I want to be more of a high worth individual, and the author describes a high worth self individual as somebody who looks at their shortcomings, these entitlements, and says, I need to do something about it. So it's a difficult thing, but I will make a difference, and by addressing these entitlement issues that I have, honestly, they've been in the forefront of my mind for a very long time, and I need to stop kind of just chasing other types of achievements in order to kind of cover up these major, I guess, flaws in my life. So it really taught me a lot. And it's all the method of is kind of through kind of just describing the title. He kind of teaches you how to treat yourself, and not be so, I guess, critical, and critical of yourself, which actually kind of sabotages your self-confidence in the way people see you. So it's a great book. A really fast read, to be honest, and it's part of a two-set book. Here's the second one. I haven't started reading this, but I will start reading it. It's a really quick read, but if you want to make a difference in your life, you have to take these books seriously. You don't just read them just to get the knowledge. You have to read them get the knowledge to apply to your own life and also help others, which I hopefully am doing with this video. So those of you who kind of thought this book was just a joke book, kind of just reading for fun entertainment, it really actually is quite useful, especially if you have issues in your life that you don't know how to deal with, and it kind of tells you like, hey, you're actually acting like a very young child, kind of immature, and you're gonna get left behind in life if you don't start doing this. That's pretty much it. I hope you guys will read this book, and thank you very much for listening and watching. Bye bye.